Happy Halloween to all those who celebrate it. To everyone else, a very merry spooky month. For this Halloween season, I'm going to take you on a dark journey into the past where the most twisted of thoughts lie in my young brain. Ah, yes, the Sketchbook tour, a staple of YouTube artists. If I were a YouTube artist in ye olden days, I would have probably made a video after video of the sketchbooks that I've filled up. However, I didn't. I just filled up the sketchbooks and never told anyone about them besides my parents. But that all changes today with the... oh dear heavens, not the cursed one. This is the only sketchbook I didn't finish, and I refuse to finish in my lifetime. This probably fake leather-bound sketchbook has paper in it that is most suitable for watercolors. Really rough, thick paper that I'm sure any paper or multimedia artist would have loved to have in their collection. But did I use it for such fun activities like watercolor and multimedia images? No, I did not. As you can see here, the first part of this sketchbook is dedicated to a play that I wanted to write. Please be kind to past me. She didn't know the powers this sketchbook held, so she used it poorly. She was just a budding young writer and a sketch artist. She didn't know what she was doing. Please spare her. I can't say I remember what age I was when I started this sketchbook, nor the time period I was using this thing, because I didn't write any dates in here. I know I kept it out for a long time before retiring it, and had a ton of other sketchbooks I was using and filling up alongside it. So let's just say it's the enigma of my sketchbook collection, a book in which space and time do not affect it, because it is cursed by the hand of one who did not know how to use watercolor paper, or watercolors for that matter. I promise I have repented since then, and I have learned how to use watercolor since this book. Anyway, now we get to some actual art. Still planning out what my play prints should look like. These were character designs of all the costumes for the characters. I'm not going to sit here and explain what the play was about. If you want me to, leave a comment saying so, and maybe I'll do a video explaining it. Just know that it was a parody of fairy tales, like kind of what Shrek was, just with less farting and more Cupid. For some reason, it was very important that some of the characters definitely had red hair and others did not. The rules of hair colors were weird, but what do you expect from a tween, child person thing? The rules of magic were arbitrary and rarely ever work in the protagonist's favors. I also really liked redheads when I was younger, so they get special privileges in my fantasy world, I guess. By raise of hands, how many of us turned into Rapunzel? In the story, she locks herself in a tower to read her books and swears off dating. I think I might have turned into a Rapunzel. Oh gosh, there's a time skip. And oh, some dates! 2016 to 2018. And I finally realized that this was watercolor paper. About time, younger self. So yeah, I was a teenager at this point in my life. Great. The tree book. I have no idea what this is about, but this might be the best painting in the entire book, so you can tell why this is a cursed sketchbook. Oh dear, there's a note on a black page. So, I've come to the realization that this book isn't really good for drawing or stuff with pencil. I tried watercolor, but quickly got bored of that. Instead, I'm going to write things in here, mostly poems and songs. No! We're on to some real cringe territory here, folks. I will not be reading any of my terrible poetry or songs because they are just terrible. Next page. Yeah, that's a bunch of black splotches. We can skip this page. Oh, okay. This is alright. We've got a cityscape with a green light coming down into it. I do like the gradient of the sky. That's very nice. And we're back to 3rd grade. But no writing in here, which is nice. Yeah, I don't think that there are any more poems or songs in this book. Honestly, good. I don't like any of my poetry. These, though, are from a story I created called Harper. I had the idea of, what if a guy could see people's thoughts? Life would be so much easier for him, and the thoughts always manifested themselves as little shapes and stuff. It's an idea that I'd have to mess around with further, but for now, it is in my work in progress folder. Next is a purple page with some really nice silver pen depicting some dog tags of one of my other characters. Wow, little mushroom. His name is Bunky Squunk. These are some of my little weasel/bunny character things called Mokari. Ooh, and I really like this quite a bit, actually. Even if the sketchbook is cursed, there are still some paintings I really like in it, which is why I keep it on my shelf. A good lesson for little artists to learn. Keep your old stuff, even if you don't like it. You may find some hidden gems down the line. And it's a poo splatter page. Oh boy, we're getting lazy now. Green page. And oh dear, kind of what I'm feeling right now. Also, notice how near the fold of the page by the spine, there's so much bleed through. This was a real problem while using this book, and I got really annoyed by it because pages I hadn't even touched yet would be ruined by previous paint bleeds. Another reason why the sketchbook is cursed. Now we're really getting lazy. There's this series of pages that only have paint along the edges. I think my next plan was to use this more of a journal and just write in nice watercolor pages, but obviously that did not happen. Then I found a fan brush and made some gradient designs with that. Rainbow, but ew, it's diseased near that spine area. Next is a page that won't open. I guess I closed it before it was done drying. Not to worry, it is not really worth looking at anyway. Oh no. A relationship web. Did anyone else do this? Where they took a bunch of characters and drew different colored lines between their names to show their relationship? No? Just me? As an appropriate send-off for this cursed book, I wrote, you know, for such a good-looking book, it doesn't book well. Which actually wasn't the last thing in the book, because there is this page in the back where I tested some paint markers. In conclusion, this sketchbook was doomed to fail. Not only because of my inexperience with watercolor paper and watercolor, but because I got frustrated over the poor construction of the book, leading to major spills onto the other pages. But then, that just might be my inexperience with the medium and paper as well. I was expecting a sketchbook where I could, sketch. But in the end, I got a very nice watercolor paper sketchbook that I completely ruined. Oh well, you win and you lose some. And because of this experience, I learned how to use watercolor much better than I had in here, and it has become one of my favorite ways of painting. But would I pick up a watercolor sketchbook like the cursed book again? No! Absolutely not! There ain't no way